Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rough Drafts podcast, episode 5. Today we are permanently trapped in our homes.
For good. For good.
Or at least until the new year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, so this past week, not this week, but this past week, Cumberland County Schools announced that we will be remaining online till the beginning of the second semester.
Yay.
So how are our spirits, guys?
I've pretty much just given up on the idea of a senior year and accepted the fact that I will never go back to school or do any high school activities ever again.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't like people, but like at the same time, I hate being alone. So I'm not exactly thrilled about spending the next, what month is it? It's September. So the next 3 months just here by myself.
Yeah. I mean, we've been out of school since March, so by the time we get back, it's going to be a good 10 months.
And I was talking about this with my coworker, actually, like when we get back, because I think we actually will go back sometime. I think it will be like the most exciting time that education has seen in a while, just because everyone has had the opportunity to see just like how privileged we are to have an education system like we do, and kind of got a new perspective on like appreciating it more.
Yeah. Like I almost went online in sophomore year and I'm so glad I didn't. But I wish I would have treasured the time that I did have it in person, because now I don't have a choice.
I don't know. I really don't understand why we're not back yet, which I know seems like a crazy thing to say because obviously a lot of stuff isn't safe right now, but it's like, why does everyone else go back to work and everything else resumes except for schools? And then some people should stay online because, I don't know, like some people are able to stay online because they're very privileged to have all of these things in their own home and they're old enough to stay home without a parent, or they have a nice home life so they have the ability to focus at home, or they have a nice computer. But some people, they don't have any of that, and so they're like hardly getting by doing this. And I don't see how it's fair to make them do it for like 10 months.
I think it should be on an individual basis and kind of like your decision and your parents. Do you want to go back? Do you accept the fact of like risk of going back? And it's a yes or no question. Like, yes, I want to go back. No, I don't. And either way, we should like honor that decision.
Well, that's what happened. Like everyone voted. And they chose between like plan A, B, and C. And people have the choice. But when you completely abandon that plan and just make your own decisions, it is frustrating. It's really frustrating.
There's even a petition that's going around for Cumberland County Schools to reopen. And I know it has over 2,500 signatures at least, last time I checked.
It probably won't do anything though. Change.org is not a good website.
Well, I feel like just by seeing how many people are eager to get back in school and how many parents like need their kids back in school, I don't expect them to revote or reconsider, but I hope they do.
Yeah. Like I want to go back to school just because I need the like person-to-person interaction, but at the same time, I feel like I'm paranoid now almost.
That's how I feel too. Like I'm lacking that human connection, but at the same time I have a sore throat and I'm like pretty sure I have the coronavirus.
Yeah, like I just don't want people close to me. Like it freaks me out.
I will say though, my brother, he's in 6th grade. He has ADHD and he doesn't focus well. This is not going well for him, especially when you have to click on like 5 different websites to do one assignment. It's and they don't know how to do it. Like, they weren't properly taught. And I understand teachers are learning too, but as a leader, you have to make that sacrifice. Like,
you have to make it easy for kids.
Yeah.
Like, I know for me, everything is either on Blackboard or Canvas, but for my brother, like, he has all these different things doing, like, all this, I don't know, like, it's all over the place. And, like, some of his teachers do things in Word, and we don't have Word, so he can't access it, and they can't transfer it over to Docs for him. Like, it's just, like, and it's not the teacher's fault, because they weren't given a lot of time to learn how to do it, but it's like you have to make an effort. You have to really try to help these kids.
Yeah, I can only imagine, like, for kids who have ADHD or ADD or whatever, what it's like. Because I know that even in school, whenever teachers would ask us to work on stuff on our own, or, like, God forbid, a teacher's like, everybody read this, take your time and read this really quick, and then we'll talk about it. Like, I was never able to just read at as quick a pace as everyone else, because, like, all the little background noises, like sounds of people breathing or tapping or, like, anything just totally would throw me off. And I can't imagine being a kid like that, having all of these different platforms that you have to go to for your schoolwork, along with whatever is going on in your house. Like, there are just so many different distractions.
Yeah, I think some of the people who helped make the decision to not send kids back home, I just think they don't realize that some kids don't have a perfect home life. And for some kids, it is extremely difficult to learn about, like, Mesopotamia when you have so much more, like, stuff going on in the background. Like, you can't you don't have a desk to sit down at home and, like, really focus because you have so much going on.
Yeah, and I think it's also a part of Cumberland County trying to save face, whether it be from being sued or just in general, like, money, because it costs money to implement new strategies and, like, new ways of distancing, whether it be like having desks with glass around them or, like, whatever it could be. It's going to cost money to, like, reopen schools. And I think that this is kind of like the same also for, like, fast food businesses who can also reopen easily, but they choose not to because it just cuts down on costs and they're just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah.
Well, they can drop all this money on Chromebook for everybody, so it's like.
Yeah. I just think that it's more important to focus on children's education, like teaching kids how to add and, like, read. I feel like that's more important than trying to save a few dollars, if that's what they're doing, which we don't. This is just our opinion.
One thing I do like about online learning is, especially with TikTok, which has just been saved, thank goodness, it's easier to connect with others, like, in your situation, in their situation. Like, I don't know, like, maybe just through the app, like, I don't feel as alone.
Yeah.
I hate being trapped in my room. I love just being able to explore and do things on my own will, but just understanding and knowing that people my age are in the exact same situation, and that they're having the same problems with learning and not being able to go back. I don't know. It just makes it more bearable.
I feel like a lot of adults look at TikTok as this obsessive kind of thing that, like, teenagers and, like, kids are into right now, and which it is, but I think part of the reason it's so popular, especially right now, is that it's our only outlet for, like, sharing things that we're doing, or for meeting other people, or, like, seeing people with similar interests as you. Like, we don't have a lot of outlets right now, and when you're, a teenager or a kid, those are the years where you're supposed to socialize with people, and you're, like, building your personality around that. And so I think a lot of the reason why TikTok is so like why everyone cares about it so much is that it's one of our only outlets and like ways to reach other people.
Okay, so this is a side note, but I think that it is something interesting. Katie recently had a viral video on TikTok, and James Charles himself saw it, and he actually saw 2 of them.
It's kind of a weird feeling because you're, in a way, you feel like you're famous because all these people are commenting and they're like, I don't know, it felt kind of weird because everyone was talking like, oh my gosh, you're the CEO of comedy. I was like, I literally just walked out of my front door with a cup of water, but thanks. But I don't know, it's like at the same time you kind of like reach a level with everybody else. Like it's like, oh yeah, people have noticed me before, but then when James Charles noticed it, it was a little bit, wow, like I don't know. This concludes this week's episode. We are gonna finish off with what we always do. All right, I will go first. This is a new find that I found. It's called Bookstore Girl by Charlie Burg. I could listen to that on a loop for the entire day and never get tired of it.
All right. My song of the week is gonna be New Magic Wand by Tyler, the Creator. It's not like really new, it's just, I don't know. I listen to it when I'm angry and I listen to it when I'm trying to hype myself up. So
my song of the week is Mariposa by Peachtree Rascals.
My song of the week is Woman on the Hills by Issac Dunbar. It is a good vibey song. Issac Dunbar is a great artist, so you have to go listen. Anyways, this concludes our episode. So I think
guitar
has to play her guitar, and then we have to leave and go to class.
We don't. We got 10 minutes.
Well,
what did I tune this week?
All right, I think we're